Imagine this, you're 72, arriving at the airport just after sunrise with your boarding pass, medications, and a small carry-on. As you head toward security, something unexpected happens, you're guided through faster than travelers half your age. Many older passengers don't realize they may qualify for lesser-known airport advantages, and airlines rarely go out of their way to highlight them. If tips like these help you travel smarter, don't forget to like and subscribe. First, there's expedited screening for seniors. Around 9:10 a.m. at Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson Airport, Joyce, 76, is preparing for the usual TSA routine, removing shoes, pulling out liquids, and bracing for delays. Instead, an officer smiles and directs her to a quicker line. In 2026, many travelers over 70 are informally given pre-check style screening without applying or paying for it. While the official TSA pre-check program still exists, officers often use discretion for older passengers, allowing them to move through security with fewer steps, no fingerprinting, no background check, no fee. The reasoning is simple: seniors are generally considered low risk, and streamlining their process keeps lines moving efficiently. That means shoes stay on, jackets remain zipped, and laptops can stay packed. However, this isn't openly advertised. It's not guaranteed, but if you remain calm and cooperative, you may be offered this convenience. A simple, polite question like, "Am I eligible for expedited screening today?" could save you time. Next, requesting a wheelchair can open the door to priority access. At JFK around 2 p.m., a man in his 70s accepts a wheelchair at check-in, not because he must, but because walking long distances has become tiring. Within minutes, he's escorted past long lines to a separate TSA lane. Many travelers don't realize that. Wheelchair assistance often includes priority screening. Staff are trained to assist anyone who needs help moving through the airport, whether due to a cane, fatigue, or limited mobility. There's no strict requirement to prove a condition. If you request help, it's typically provided. This matters because long security lines can be exhausting, especially during peak travel times. Calling your airline 48 hours before departure or requesting assistance at check-in can often secure faster service. Another perk involves keeping your shoes on. At Denver International, Evelyn, 74, starts removing her orthopedic shoes when a TSA officer stops her and says she can leave them on. For travelers 75 and older, policies often allow shoes, light jackets, and sometimes belts to remain on during screening. This reduces strain and risk for those with mobility or balance challenges. In many cases, officers determine eligibility based on appearance or the birth date on your boarding pass. If needed, simply stating your age can clarify things. Free companion gate passes are another overlooked benefit. At Orlando International, Margaret, 80, is traveling alone while her daughter accompanies her to check-in. Instead of saying goodbye there, the airline offers a gate pass so her daughter can escort her through security to the gate. Many airlines provide these passes upon request for passengers needing assistance, though they don't widely promote them. A companion doesn't need a ticket, just valid ID and a reasonable explanation. This can be especially helpful for seniors who may feel overwhelmed navigating busy airports. When it comes to medications, there's no need to worry. At Dallas-Fort Worth, a TSA agent reassures an older traveler that his prescription medications, even those exceeding liquid limits, are allowed. Essential medical items, like insulin, inhalers, eye drops, or gel packs, are exempt from standard restrictions as long as they're declared during screening. There's no need for a doctor's note, but keeping them separate and clearly labeled helps avoid confusion. Knowing this can prevent the risk of losing critical medications. Even forgetting your ID doesn't necessarily stop your journey. At Chicago O'Hare, Harold, 78, realizes he left his wallet at home. Instead of being turned away, he's guided through an identity verification process. TSA can confirm identity using personal details like name, birth date, and address, though it may involve extra screening. Staying calm and cooperative is key. If this happens, inform a TSA supervisor right away and follow their instructions. Travelers with medical devices also receive special consideration. At Phoenix Sky Harbor, a passenger with a pacemaker informs an officer and is directed to an alternative screening method. TSA agents are trained to accommodate devices like pacemakers, insulin pumps, oxygen tanks, or joint implants, often providing a private pat-down instead of requiring standard scanners. Communicating clearly ensures both safety and efficiency. Early boarding is another quiet advantage. At San Diego International, a soft announcement invites seniors or those needing extra time to board before general groups. Many airlines allow this, even if it's not prominently displayed. Asking a gate agent before boarding begins can secure you extra time to settle in comfortably. There's also the TSA Cares program, a free service offering personalized assistance. For example, Sylvia, 82, arranges support ahead of her trip and is met at security by a dedicated assistant who guides her through the process. By requesting help at least 72 hours in advance, seniors can enjoy a smoother, less stressful airport experience. Additionally, some items that might seem restricted can still be allowed. At Seattle-Tacoma International, a woman carrying knitting needles is permitted to keep them after briefly explaining their. Officers often use discretion, especially when items are harmless and clearly intended for personal or medical use. Finally, seniors are less likely to be selected for random checks. At Newark Liberty, Walter, 79, passes through security without additional screening while others are stopped. While not officially stated, lower-risk profiles often mean fewer random inspections for older travelers. Overall, flying in 2026 can be easier for seniors than many expect, if they know what to ask for. From shorter lines and early boarding to medication allowances and personalized assistance, these lesser-known benefits can make a big difference. The key is awareness and politely requesting what you need. Airlines and TSA may not advertise these options openly, but they're available. Knowing them can turn a stressful trip into a smooth journey.